need State Electric. Royal Oaks, retirement community, right? Yeah, it's out here in Sun City, Arizona. And it's how many units? 156 new units for retirement community, high-end retirement community, if I'm not mistaken. So it's kind of like a little bit of residential, but more commercial application.
Their showcase building, and we're putting that really big light fixture in.
Oh, okay.
So we could go.
Take a look inside. Oh, I see it now. Like the bar back. It's nice. So it's just really a common area for them to meet, watch the game. What we're doing in here is just getting everything set for the lighting, which I assume this is going to be some pretty high-end lighting. Most of the bars and things of that nature are going to have that type of stuff. But probably the last step before they start hanging drywall is let us get in there, do our work. Another trade comes in right behind us, then we'll finish up after they paint, put all the trim in. When you look up, it's one of those things, and this is what I was talking about with the critical thinking ability. When you look up at this ceiling and it's just jam-packed full of construction material. And a lot of people, you walk into a restaurant or a bar, you just see pretty lights and a couple outlets, and nobody really realizes the amount of work that goes in above ceilings in something like this. Probably the majority of your material is going to be up in that ceiling that nobody ever gets to see. So when it comes to blueprints, it really depends on the size of the job. But on a job of this magnitude, with this many buildings, this many systems in play, one sheet of electrical right here, which is just this building's lighting, contains a wealth of knowledge, not only on what type of fixture, how is it hooked up, is it a night light, is it emergency, is it generator backup, does it have emergency ballast, what panel is it being fed from, is it running through lighting control panels, is there low voltage communication. There's a lot of things that go involved, and so even when you take a look at the sheet itself, then you have to look over the lighting schedule itself and know that I have an H1 and I have to know all my details just for that fixture, which out of the 400, 500 in this building, I might only have 2. So like I said at the very beginning, there is a lot of critical thinking that is required. This is not just something that you can walk onto a job site and pick up in a day. This is just one small example of, what is this? This has got to be an 84 circuit panel. It's dead. I know it's dead because it's not protected. So I can stick my fingers in there and touch things. But when you look at everything that goes in here, hundreds of wires, and even to the point where the guys are noting right here on the wall or in notebooks what every circuit is, where it needs to be, what color it has to be, things of that nature. End of the year. All right. I think Blooming's going that way.
This year.
And sure. Yeah, we talked to Craig about it for purchasing. So what you're looking at basically is you've got electrical distribution coming in, 277 480 panels. You can tell by the brown, orange, yellow. Again, these are just code requirements. 12208 panels, black, red, blue, and this is stuff that would become second nature as you go through your apprenticeship. And then the transformer, obviously, we're taking it from the, what do we got? 12208 panels, black, red, blue, and this is stuff that would become second nature as you go through your apprenticeship. And then the transformer, obviously, we're taking it from the, what do we got? 12208 panels, black, red, blue, and this is stuff that would become second nature as you go through your apprenticeship. And then the transformer, obviously, we're taking it from the, what do we got? 12208 panels, black, red, blue, and this is stuff that would become second nature as you go through your apprenticeship. And then the transformer, obviously, we're taking it from the, what do we got? 12208 panels, black, red, blue, and this is stuff that would become second nature as you go through your apprenticeship. And then the transformer, obviously, we're taking it from the, what do we got? 12208 panels, black, red, blue, and this is stuff that would become second nature as you go through your apprenticeship. And then the transformer, obviously, we're taking it from the, what do we got? 12208 Okay, so we're pulling from that breaker on the 480 panel into here, we're switching it down to 270 or 120, 208. But this is the fun stuff. 84 circuit panels, disconnects, 100,000 square feet. So this is probably one of a dozen electrical rooms that you would see in a typical job like this. So the nice thing is, as you can tell, it's not just wiring up receptacles, switches, and lights. I mean, this is highly technical processes that the guys have to be trained on. And this is something that you've got to go through minimum 4 years of school just before you can even start putting your hands into stuff like this. Yeah, so more transformers, more gear. This is the fun stuff. So even the little stuff that you look at, there's the wire, there's the lugs, there's covers that you have to understand why this cover is needed. It's more of a 3-hour rain cover. The guys just left it on. Different dead fronts and capacities, single pole, double pole, 3-pole main. Sometimes it's main lug only. There's certain requirements for grounding, certain requirements for strapping, certain requirements for color, certain requirements for sizes. There's so much to learn, and you're constantly learning.
Waste time and just do it. I know it's scary doing the switch.
Get in early and you dedicate yourself throughout your initial time as a tradesman. You can pretty much go anywhere you want to.
Just try to learn every aspect you can.
As I said, it's one of those trades that will continuously, year after year, push you to your limits. Very rewarding, kind of seeing some of these projects start from nothing, and you have multi-million-dollar buildings going up, and it's just the other day I drove past one of my buildings, and I'm like, yeah, I had something to do with that, all that underground trenching.
I know it is hard, and it was hard for me as well, coming from non-construction background, and that's where VDC gave me an opportunity to learn construction virtually. I was able to do everything which is out happening in the field virtually through computers. It gave me an ability to visualize buildings and put it all together. I learned a lot through that field. I'm still learning, but I think that motivated me more, that I can learn at a faster pace and then still match up with the trade professionals.
I think I've gotten better with numbers, better with just estimating off the top of my head.
100% there are plenty of opportunities there, but it doesn't mean that you're going to be in the field your entire career. You might start there, but you might end up in a completely different place.
Once you make that decision, just go for it.
Sorts. We're a really diverse bunch as far as electricians go. All shapes, sizes, colors. We kind of work best with a very diverse bunch of people, so any and everybody.
They need to be hardworking. They need to have a good understanding of the project, what they're working on, being able to work in a team. But for those people who are just hungry for something, who have a passion for learning and furthering themselves, they will be extremely successful in the construction industry and will pretty much have their pick of wherever they want to go.